There's something about certain men that makes others instinctively uneasy, not because they're threatening or aggressive. Quite the opposite. Their calm, unbothered presence seems to disturb something deep in people's minds. Most can't explain why they feel this way. They just know that around these men, the usual social rules don't seem to work. Status symbols fall flat. Power plays backfire. Even simple interactions feel different, like there's a hidden layer most people can't see. These are Sigma males, the natural intimidators of the male hierarchy. Their mere presence seems to trigger something in others, a kind of social vertigo that happens when someone can't be placed in the usual hierarchy. But what is a Sigma male? A Sigma male is a type of man who doesn't fit neatly into traditional masculine roles. While he may share some qualities with an alpha male, like independence, confidence, and a strong sense of self, he doesn't adhere to the same strict hierarchy. Sigma males forge their own paths and defy expectations. That's why they're almost impossible to control or predict. Two things that alpha males hate the most. They're often seen as lone wolves, preferring to operate alone and not be tied down by social obligations or rules. This can make them both mysterious and intriguing to others, but also intimidating. What's most interesting isn't just that these men intimidate others without trying. It's that they often have no idea they're doing it. While everyone else feels the shift in social dynamics, they're just being themselves, following their own internal compass. Let's pull back the curtain on 7 hidden reasons why Sigma males naturally intimidate others, and why this unintentional power reveals more about human nature than most people are ready to admit. Number 1. Their silence speaks volumes. Humans are wired to fear what they can't read. This biological fact explains why a Sigma male's silence can make an entire room uncomfortable without him saying a word. Think of most social interactions. Someone makes a joke, people laugh. Someone shows off, others act impressed. Someone brags, the group plays along. It's like a dance where everyone knows the steps. But a Sigma male's silence disrupts this whole pattern. Dr. Alex Thompson, expert in nonverbal communication, explains that silence in social settings creates psychological tension because humans instinctively seek predictable responses. When someone stays quiet while others perform their social routines, it creates a kind of pressure that most people find deeply unsettling. Watch what happens when a Sigma male remains calm and observant in a group setting. Others start filling the space with nervous chatter. They try harder to get a reaction. Some even become visibly agitated. It's not the silence itself that bothers them. It's their inability to read what's behind it. Most telling is how this silence affects those used to controlling others. For them, a Sigma's quiet presence feels like a challenge. They can't tell if he's judging, agreeing, or simply not caring. This uncertainty shakes their confidence in ways that no amount of argument ever could. Because while others use words as weapons or shields, a Sigma male's silence becomes a mirror, reflecting back everyone's assumptions, insecurities, and need for validation. Number 2. They walk away without warning. Most people make a big show of leaving. They drop hints, make threats, give chances. It's like watching a long goodbye scene in a movie. But a Sigma male's exit is different. When he's done, he's just done. This isn't about being dramatic or teaching someone a lesson. He simply reaches a point where staying doesn't make sense anymore, and he acts on that realization immediately. No announcements, no negotiations, no looking back. What scares people isn't the leaving itself. It's the certainty behind it. While others might storm out but come back when they cool down, a Sigma's departure has a sense of finality that's hard to ignore. Once he decides something isn't worth his time or energy, that decision is usually permanent. You might notice the pattern. A toxic situation at work. He finds a new job without drama. A relationship turns manipulative. He exits quietly. A friendship becomes draining. He fades away without explanation. This ability to walk away calmly makes others nervous because it shows he values his peace more than any situation or relationship. While most people stay stuck in bad situations, making excuses or hoping things will change, he simply removes himself from the equation. Because sometimes the strongest power move isn't what you do, it's what you're willing to walk away from. Number 3. They don't follow expected scripts. Life runs on predictable patterns, those unspoken rules that make social interactions smooth and comfortable. Most people follow these invisible guidelines without thinking, making their next move easy to anticipate. While alpha males excel at playing this game, sigma males don't even show up. Not from rebellion or rudeness, but because they respond to situations based on their genuine assessment rather than social expectations. Famous psychologist Eric Berne called these expected behaviors social scripts, the predictable ways people are supposed to react. It's tough for people when they can't figure out what a sigma is thinking. While most people's responses follow a clear pattern, these men might react in ways that make perfect sense, but completely buck the trend. It's not that their reactions are wrong. They're just authentic rather than automatic. They use logic instead of scripts. This unpredictability isn't about being difficult. These men simply respond to what they actually see rather than what they're expected to see. While others play their practiced parts in social situations, sigma males act from a place of genuine evaluation. And that authenticity often catches people off guard. Most unsettling is how this affects others' sense of control. When you can't predict someone's reactions, you can't manipulate the situation. Like a chess player facing an opponent who doesn't follow any known strategy, people feel uncomfortable when they can't anticipate the next move. Because sometimes, what intimidates people most isn't power or aggression. It's the inability to predict someone's next move. Number 4. They're hard to figure out. Most people are like open books. Their faces instantly show what they're feeling. Happy news brings a big smile. Bad news shows in their eyes. Anger comes with obvious signs. But sigma males rarely show their feelings so openly, which can make them hard to read. They often maintain the same calm expression whether they're excited, angry, or completely neutral. It's not that they don't feel emotions. Sometimes they feel them even more deeply than others. But their outer appearance rarely gives away their inner state. Think of it like a poker face, but natural. While others are showing their feelings like a TV show, a sigma keeps his emotional cards close to his chest. He might be thrilled about a success or deeply hurt by a situation, but his expression stays steady, making him impossible to read. This isn't just a defense mechanism. It's his natural way of processing emotions. Sure, not every sigma male is stoic and unemotional, but even those who wear their hearts on their sleeves will rarely show the full extent of what they're feeling. People often feel intimidated by this emotional control because it's so different from their own ways of expression. They can't tell if he's impressed or uninterested, happy or disappointed. Even in situations where most people would visibly react, he maintains that same unreadable demeanor. What makes this truly intimidating isn't that he's trying to hide anything. He's just naturally private with his emotional displays. While everyone else is an open book, he's like a story written in a language others can't quite translate. That's why people often find sigma males intimidating. Because in a world where most people leak their emotions like a broken faucet, someone who can control their emotional display without even trying becomes mysteriously powerful. Number 5. Their patience is unnerving. Most people react quickly. Someone pushes their buttons, they push back. Someone tests them, they respond. Someone plays games, they either join in or fight back. It's like watching a tennis match. Hit, return, hit, return. But a sigma male watches the game without picking up a racket. Not because he can't play, but because he knows most games aren't worth playing. His patience is really strange. When others rush to defend themselves against rumors, he lets time prove them wrong. While people hurry to grab opportunities, he waits for the right one. When drama erupts, he lets it burn itself out. This kind of patience makes people nervous. They're used to immediate reactions, to knowing where they stand right away. A sigma's calm waiting game feels like pressure building up. Others start wondering what he's thinking, what he's planning, or if he's planning anything at all. The scary part for most people isn't his patience itself. It's what that patience might mean. Is he unbothered or just waiting? Is he above it all or taking mental notes? Nobody knows, and that's what makes them squirm. Even those who try to outlast him often crack first, because while they're putting on a show of patience, He's genuinely comfortable playing the long game. After all, real power isn't about how quickly you can react. It's about knowing when you don't need to react at all. Number 6. Their energy is different. Walk into any room and you'll feel different types of energy. Some people drain you with their neediness. Others exhaust you with their constant performance. Many try too hard to be liked or noticed. But a Sigma male's energy stands out because it doesn't demand anything. He doesn't need your attention, approval, or acceptance. It's like meeting someone who's completely fine whether you're there or not. This creates a weird effect in social situations, while everyone else is bouncing energy around like a pinball machine, trying to impress, compete, or connect. He maintains his own steady frequency. He's not trying to match the room's vibe or change it. He just exists in his own energy field. People find this disturbing because they can't hook into it. Try to pull him into drama, but his energy doesn't shift. Attempt to impress him, but his energy stays steady. Try to make him nervous, but he remains in his own calm bubble. It's like everyone else is dancing to music they can hear, while he moves to his own beat, not in a rebellious way. He's just tuned to a different frequency altogether. What really throws people off is that they can't figure out how to influence this energy. Compliments don't inflate it. Criticism doesn't dent it. It's just there, steady and self-contained, making others strangely aware of how much they depend on external energy to feel okay. Number 7. They don't play power games. Every workplace has its power dynamics. Bosses who expect constant validation. Managers who rule through subtle fear. Superiors who want to feel their authority in every little decision. It's a game most people learn to play to keep their jobs. But the Sigma's natural response to these games creates an interesting problem. Not because he's trying to be difficult, but because he judges situations on merit rather than power. He'll respect good leadership but won't pretend bad decisions are good just because they come from above. This drives certain types of bosses crazy. They're used to people either fighting their authority or submitting to it. But here's someone who simply evaluates things objectively, treats them normally, and stays professional without playing the power game. You can see the frustration in little things. A boss hints at trouble if people don't stay late. The Sigma calmly leaves at his normal time if there's no real need to stay. Someone pulls rank to push a bad idea. He quietly points out the flaws instead of pretending it's brilliant. It's not about rebellion or disrespect. These men still follow reasonable rules and do their jobs well. They just won't participate in the theater of power, the nodding along, the artificial agreement, the pretend enthusiasm that many leaders expect. This natural immunity to power plays often leads to interesting situations. Some bosses learn to value their honest input. Others can't stand having someone they can't control through usual means, because sometimes the biggest threat to authority isn't defiance. It's genuine independence. If this video resonated with you, consider subscribing to our channel for more content on the Sigma personality and other related topics. Don't forget to hit the like button and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching. And as always, stay strong and keep evolving.